Well, I don't even think it's 12 o'clock. It's about 11:48 in the morning, something like that. And I am wearing a Seiko Captain Willard. I've worn 5 watches this morning. I think a lot of you have already worn 5 watches, or 4. A lot of you, like me, you do a lot of watch switches. It's just a merry-go-round of watches. You've probably done a lot of watch winding because you don't like your autos to stop, even though maybe it's good to let them stop because of the wear and tear. I suspect you've been on the internet. You've been looking at sneak peeks of watches that'll be released in the next 6 months. You've probably been followed by watch companies on online news sites. I know I am. Every time I go on an online news site, somehow the new Citizen Mechanical Diver with Super Titanium knows that I want it, wants me to click on it. And you've probably looked at some YouTube watch videos. You've probably checked out your watch in the mirror under different lighting and angle conditions because, you know, your brain has been hijacked by watches, which is today's topic. There are things you can do to lessen the hijack of your brain, you know, but they're not foolproof. I've been watching Mark Wildman's kettlebell video, his YouTube channel. Man, it's grown. He had 30,000 subs when I saw it. First found it maybe 6 months ago. I think he has close to 140,000 subs now. He deserves it. What a great product. But he taught me to do this reverse grip. It's like an ice cream cone in your hand. A reverse grip press with a kettlebell. You can't go heavy. It's just amazing though. You can feel it in your serratus. Working out helps. A good TV show helps. I've told you I love Longmire. I love Justified. Go back and re-watch Breaking Bad. Walter White needs to go back and revisit Breaking Bad. He needs to make a show about a Walter White character who loses his mind making YouTube videos about watches called Breaking Time. I'll watch it, you'll watch it, but I don't know how you're going to pitch that to the Netflix executives. They're not going to be impressed with how big you're going to scale that. I don't think so, but I would watch it. So we're talking about those of you like me, you've had your brain hijacked by watches. Watches have hijacked your brain. Well, it didn't happen overnight. Let's look at some of the factors that have caused watches to hijack your brain. Number one, it's probably been a pretty long process, and it starts off with what I call the all-you-can-eat sizzler buffet factor. You know, with the internet, you can look at all the eye candy you want in terms of watches. It just never ends. You can spend a whole day wearing a soiled bathrobe, eating peanut butter sandwiches, garlic toast, and Pop-Tarts, just looking at watch eye candy, watch YouTube videos. You've got, just from an all-you-can-eat buffet standpoint alone, watches can hijack your brain. The other factor is you've got your sneak peeks. The sneak peeks give you the promise of something just on the horizon. So you're in a constant state of watch arousal, of watch enticement. And those sneak peeks, woo, the buzz they send into your brain. You get a lot of sneak peek action. The other factor that can hijack your brain is bragging rights. There is, for only $1,300, the new Seiko Presage sharp-edged GMT blue dial. It's not even $1,300. It's so cheap I have to buy it. The black dial is not out yet, but I'll probably have to buy that one too. And if I get them now, I can do reviews, and I can be #1, and I can have bragging rights. That's a huge reptilian motivation for human beings. We want to be #1. We want bragging rights. It's the reptile in us, and it hijacks our brain. Another part of the hijack is FOMO, fear of missing out. You can look at me do a video on the Sharp Presage GMT by Seiko, and you're going to feel like if you don't get it, you don't get to go to the party. You're not relevant. You don't get to go, you don't get to do your watch check and, oh yes, come on in, join the party. The fear of missing out, the fear of being irrelevant, that fear is so reptilian, so powerful. It takes over our brain. Our brain gets hijacked. Another thing that hijacks our brain is that it's gradual, it's imperceptible. You don't know you've fallen into watch madness until it's too late. I want you to watch a documentary about this called The Social Dilemma on Netflix. Futurist, public intellectual, and best-selling author Jerry Lanier says that by design, the social media platforms, they hijack your brain, they manipulate you, but they do it in a way that it just sort of creeps up on you. You don't notice it, and before you know it, your brain is hijacked. You know how persuasive? You know how manipulative these social media platforms are? Jerry Lanier and Tristan Harris and others will tell you, and they're like, whoa, they work high in the ranks of tech. They say, the tech lords who make these products, they don't let their kids use the products because they know how dangerous the products are. So if your brain's been hijacked, and for you specifically it's going to be watches, it's by design. I don't care how smart you are. At the end of the day, we're all reptiles, and we can be prodded and manipulated, and it's pretty scary. The other factor I would say that hijacks our brain, I would call it identity reinforcement. Check this out. And this is probably especially true in the pandemic. So, identity reinforcement.
I'm coming back home. Okay.
Oh.
It's not Max.
Hey, I'm doing a video on identity reinforcement. Come on in here. Come here. I'll talk to you. I'm almost done.
Max needs a Bowser Jr. toy for his birthday.
We'll go get him a toy. I'll get him a toy.
It's on Amazon.
You mean my identity is a father right now? I'm not a watch YouTuber?
Oh.
Lord have mercy. So I'll get him a toy.
Okay.
But can you wait till I'm done with the video? Give me about a minute.
Okay.
My identity has been shattered by the pleas of a daughter. Alright, so anyways, here's what I was trying to say. Lord have mercy.
Oh, and it costs $19.39.
I can't afford that $20. I'm saving up for a Seiko Presage. Okay, but think about this, man. You're in your robe, you're eating Pop-Tarts all day, you're commiserating with other watch obsessives. If 100% of your communication is about watches, then that reinforces your identity as an addict. And that contributes to the hijacking of your brain. 20 bucks. No! Alright, ladies and gentlemen, your brain doesn't get hijacked overnight. I'm going to have to put this in my book, A Conversation with a Fictional Therapist. Before I sign off, my therapist is going to have a YouTube channel. And I was thinking, if I had a therapist who had a YouTube channel and he had fewer subs than me, I'd have to fire him because you got to be successful. Number two, if my watch was a higher tier of luxury than my therapist, I'd have to fire him. I'm a very superficial person, and I think my superficiality would be something that we would have to address in therapy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, get off this YouTube station. Watch Longmire, watch Breaking Bad, watch Justified. All right, until next time, I'm out.